All right, let's take a look at the chart action for Twitter. So I'm going to try something new. We're on Stocktwits right now, and I'm looking at the trending tickers right now. One of the ones that caught my eye was Twitter. It's up 26.74% today. So let's go ahead and jump into that chart, and we'll take a look at see what's going on with it. I haven't looked at Twitter in a while, but this is pretty much the technical analysis that I was looking at the last time I was checking it out. We had resistance, 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 support, 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 basically bouncing in between this triangle pattern. We broke it going to the downside. What I would do is target from the top to the bottom of the triangle, something like this, drag this to the breakout, and we pretty much went even a little bit lower than that triangle target. The other thing I've been watching is this channel pattern that we had right here. We had resistance, 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 support, support. We're basically bouncing in between these two trend lines. I like watching these trend lines because if we break one side or the other, it'll give us a signal whether we're starting to get a bounce or if we're going to head lower. We actually broke to the upside. I think this was a bullish signal. I'm not invested in Twitter. I'm just kind of looking at it for fun. But in general, this can kind of help you learn some of the strategies that I use. So we broke this going to the upside. I think this was a bullish signal. After that, it's been running pretty good. I think one thing that I usually like doing with the channel pattern is dragging from the top to the bottom of the channel, something like this, usually from the backside though, and then we could drag this to the breakout, something like this. We actually, once again, went higher than the target. It looks like we're still kind of moving to the upside. I'm on the daily time frame right now. Let's go ahead and jump into the weekly time frame. Since we're trending up, I want to find some possible previous resistances that might give us some trouble. Let's just go ahead and delete everything. And we'll start from pretty much the top. We have resistance, 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 and I don't know, you could also argue kind of there's some resistance right here where it looks like we came down, came up, and got resistance and started pushing down. So let's go ahead and draw some horizontal red lines. These are lines that'll possibly give us trouble as we continue to head up. Like I was saying, we have resistance, 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 and I would also argue something somewhere right here. So let's go ahead and do those horizontal red lines. It looks like we came up to this spot right here, and it looks like we might be having a little bit of trouble. These levels are sitting at 52.31, this first one. The second one, if we can break through this red line, maybe this will be a signal that we're going to head to the next one, sitting at 67.20. After that, the next one is 71.94, and the one after that is 78.30. The other thing I'd be still looking at is this downtrend. We still have resistance, resistance, resistance. Let's go ahead and set up a downtrend, something like this. This downtrend could also give us some trouble as well, but if we break through it going to the upside, that will be a bullish signal in my opinion. The other thing that looks pretty good on this chart is we have this big green volume candle coming in right now. I like paying attention to the volume because that gives us an idea of how many people are actually buying right now. And we have this big green candle. We are at this resistance right here, so let's see if we could break through that. After that, I'll be looking to break this downtrend going to the upside. Like I said, I'm not invested in Twitter, but these are just kind of some of the strategies that I like to use. Another thing that I like to use are the moving averages. We're on the weekly time frame right now, and this one is a nice moving average to pay attention to, the weekly time frame. We broke below the weekly right here. Ever since then, we're getting resistance on it. Getting resistance, resistance, resistance. Every time we come into it, it pushes us down right here. Pushed us down from that spot right there to when we came into contact with it, pushed us down. Same thing right here, pushed us down. Every time we come into contact, we're getting resistance on it. What I like to see us do is break above that moving average and get support on it. We broke above right here, started kind of testing it a little bit, and then we got that nice move to the upside. As long as we're above this weekly moving average, that is a good signal in my opinion. Once we break below it, then you can start getting a little more bearish again. But I think breaking above it is a bullish signal, and we also broke above the 180 moving average as well. Like I said, this is a weekly time frame. Let's jump over the monthly and see what's going on over here. We broke below the monthly right here. Same thing, getting resistance on it. We actually didn't come and retest it. We came down, retested it right here and got rejected, and ever since then we got just a big push down. Right now it looks like we're testing it. What I would be doing if I was interested in Twitter is I want to see this month close above this monthly moving average right here. If we can close above that moving average, stay above, let's close above this moving average, close that candle above it. Next month, I want to see us do the same thing, pretty much how we did with the weekly time frame. We broke above it and then started getting support on it. Then we got to push to the upside. Same thing with the monthly time frame, except it's just a bigger time frame. What we want to do is close this month candle above it, and the next month we want to see us do the same thing. Maybe we even retest the moving average. Maybe we come down and retest it, then we maybe get support on it as opposed to getting resistance on it. When we're above it, we can get support on it going to the upside, and when we're below it, we could count on it to maybe give us some resistance and push us down. But like I said though, we broke below it down here. Now we're breaking above it. Let's see if we can stay above it on the monthly. And like I said, I also like the way we're breaking above it and staying above it on the weekly. These are just some of the strategies I like to use for technical analysis. If you're new to looking at charts and wondering what program I'm using, check out this playlist right here. It'll help you look at stocks on your own. And if you're interested in some of the strategies I used, check out this video right here. It's about trading strategies and when I buy and sell. It's related to crypto, but it also applies to stocks. Alright, if you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one.